Damn, y'all done let little Miss Daisy Melissa expose herself and run out the mouth. Again, these liberal white bitches, they just be waiting to jump out and put on that gorilla mask and dish out insults to the black that they are allowed to dish out insults to, uh, which in the political sphere, it was Larry Elder recently, where they pretty much didn't say shit about a white liberal woman putting on a gorilla mask and trying to egg him. And now in this Big Brother space, you got this little liberal bitch calling Xavier and Kyland sexist. And they have negative views on women. Bitch, you just been cheerleading an entire season that's been played based upon racism. What the fuck are you talking about? You hypocritical nitwit. But these are the type of people that Rob has a podcast platforms. And you got all of these woke tards, these BLMers, these so-called woke black people. They just a bunch of Sambos, bojangling, celebrating this bitch going off onto black men. And I think she also mentioned Derek F as well, but she really had a lot to say about Kylan and Xavier, talking about how they don't respect women. When Xavier, this entire season, he's been doing nothing but kissing women's ass, from praising Devon to now recently on the feeds correcting Derek F when he had a comment about the women voting for women at the end because they're a female. And the same people who's been cheerleading anybody black, that's all we need. Anybody black can win. Vote black. They're now suddenly switching gears and saying, oh, how dare you assume that they would just vote for a woman at the end because she's a woman. Motherfucker, this entire season has been based on who and what people are and basing gameplay around that and basing votes around that. But here we have it once again, these people being shameless hypocrites. And now you have one of the notable panelists on the most notable podcast for Big Brother exposing that shameless hypocrisy. Like they just have an immediate switch, just like that, where they can ignore all the shit that they've been cheerleading this entire season and then say this blatantly hypocritical bullshit. They usually say mask off. No, this is mask on. This is gorilla mask on. Because I see this bitch as being no different than the gorilla mask wearing bitch that threw that egg at Larry Elder. Because you have these woke black libtards who pretty much say, oh, these kinds of black people, you can attack them. You can even come at them racially. Now, this bitch want to just invalidate or win if Tiffany or Hannah doesn't win. Like, did she even ever try to discredit Jackson Mickey's win? But she want to try to discredit Kylan and Xavier's win? Like, again, you're supposed to be a feed watcher. You're supposed to be a feed watcher. But I guess you got, cum in your eyes and you can't see. But if you have been seeing, you can see that Xavier and Kylan has put in the most work without comparison than anyone else in the cookout. They're the ones who won the back-to-back HOHs. Xavier was the one that prevented Hannah from going pre-jury when Christian won that HOH, and Alyssa and Christian was ready to evict Hannah. He switched it to his little piece in the house, Whitney, to be the target when that completely went against his game. And freaking Hannah wasn't even the official member of the Cookout at that time. Because I found out through listening to Metro D that the two mixed ones weren't even part of the alliance. It was the four, and then they added Kyland, and then later on they added Hannah because they weren't sure that she was black. And I'm sure Melissa cheerleaded that racist bullshit. But again, she want to call out Kyland and Xavier and what they have to say about women. But where are you at when people in this Big Brother space keep calling these two men coons over and over again? Because that's most certainly a part of the Big Brother feed when you hashtag Xavier and Kyland's name with the BB23 hashtag. So why aren't you speaking on that, you stupid bitch? Oh, because you're a hypocrite, motherfucker. Again, white liberal women, the most racist group of people in this country. Because I've been calling out the Cookout for being racist, but now it's time to lean hard on these white liberal bitches and their racism. The reason why I say they're the most racist, well, because their men cuck to them. You know, they lead their asses. So you can't put it on the men. And then, you know, conservatives or rednecks, if they're bigoted, they don't try to pretend that they are some type of ally. But these insidious bitches are the ones that like to get in on the BLM movements, you know, the Time's Up movements, the Me Too movements, the kneeling movements, all these social justice cause movements, when in reality, they're the type that originated the Karen meme. The Karen meme started with a bitch in the park in New York. You gonna try to tell me she was some conservative MAGA hat? No, she was a white liberal bitch having some shit to say about a black dude in the park. And that's the type that Melissa represents. We'll talk all that fake ass woke shit, but then quickly reveal who and what she is with her little stupid ass rant against Kyland and Xavier. All because Tiffany and Hannah is going to win? Again, you're talking about the treatment of women. Where were you when Tiffany was just talking about Whitey 1 and Whitey 2? Over and over again. Dehumanizing males. But again, the concept of sexism against men or misandry, that's not a reality in a bird bitch's brain such as Melissa. And then, of course, you had the little Sambo on the panel cheerleading this shit on, pointing, nodding his head. Again, it's a reason why they generally hire black gay males to be a part of these panels, because they're not threatened by them. And that's why they hire them. And they're usually acting like a black liberal bitch. A lot of these black gay men do. So again, it's just basically like having a bitch on the panel. And then, of course, you have Taran smiling along, Mr. Analyst, you know, Mr. Big Brother Feed Updater. You know the fucking truth and who's actually been playing this game. If you actually watch the game, you see that Tiffany has had shit thrown to her, and Hannah was almost evicted pre-jury. But it was due to Xavier's relationships in the house why she was saved. So again, stay mad, bitch. Stay really mad. Because you just exposed your grand wizard hat with this little fucking rant. And I'm going to call your liberal white ass out. Bunch of fucking phonies. That's why I don't co-sign any of this SJW, aka social justice bullshit. Because they always have white liberal bitches like this attached to them. And again, you go over a tweet that highlighted this rant, and you read the quote tweets, and you can see a bunch of Sambos, a bunch of Bojangles, co-signing and praising all this shit. And they got the nerve to want to call other people race traitors and sellouts. But again, this is the season of diversity. This is the season that CBS wanted and Julie Chen cries over. The season that has brought the most bigotry and racism and sexism and even accusations of colorism. That's all of the isms of hate and bigotry this season has brought the Big Brother universe. And this is what CBS wanted. This is BB diversity. It brought on a lot of hateful shit this entire fucking season. Yeah. So, again, anybody with any sort of dignity or integrity that truly claims to stand for all of the virtue signaling bullshit that they claim to stand for, they need to call this bitch out. Call this bitch out. You're talking about sexism now while cheerleading a season long of racism? Bitch, sexism goes both ways. And she always has shit to say about the guys in the house every single season. Every guy's a fucking douchebag. You know, every guy is basically every stereotypical shit that they put on guys as a label. And again, this fucking Sambo beneath her cheerleading it all. That's exactly why they hire these gay black dudes, though. But anyway, that's enough of that. Fuck this stupid hoe.